Hello everyone, this is the Raikazi here, bringing you guys another Pokemon video. And here today what we're going to actually do is show you guys all of my shiny competitive Pokemon. So I know there's a lot of stigmas out there saying, hey, you can't actually have a whole bunch of shinies and be competitive at the same time. But number one, when it comes to bottle capping Pokemon, that is extremely easy at this particular point. But then number two, when it comes to just trying to breed and things of that nature, you can actually do it, especially with the amount of years that Pokemon have been out. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, the Pokemon that you're about to see are either going to have the blue pentagon or this, clover symbol that they that are required for most of the tournaments here nowadays. Most of the Pokemon that if I did already have them shiny, and if they did not have the blue pentagon, I decided to not count them towards my shiny count because I couldn't use them towards tournaments any longer. So I kind of pulled away from those. Kind of really stabbed me in the heart a little bit whenever most of the tournaments would say, oh, you need this symbol or you need that symbol. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to necessarily get another set of shinies after this point of the same Pokemon. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look inside of the boxes. You guys are about to see a bunch of my Pokemon here. This is in my Sun version. My next set that I will need to pull up here shortly will be my Omega Ruby. But let's go ahead and look at these guys first. So I'm just going to go one by one. Ah, there's the first one. So we got my Mimikyu, who is named Peek-a-Boo. That's how its name goes by. So this one is my, as I'll call it, a physical shutdown type Pokemon. So it sometimes I'll have it hold a red card, but not all the time. Sometimes it will just be the leftovers, because if I'm going against a physical Pokemon, I use Will-O-Wisp, burn them so they lose their attack power, and then I can start using bulk up, building up my attack power as well as my defense. So therefore I can actually continue to recover health using the leftovers and then take them out with either Play Rough or the Shadow Claw. Let's see who else we got here. Don't believe we have any. Okay, so we got Metagross. Now this one, as you can see, the official trainer name is Steven on this one. So this one was one of the special event Metagross. I do have two of them. One of them is still inside of my Omega Ruby, which you all will see here shortly. I do like to have my Pokemon named after, I'll do my own nicknames here, but unfortunately this one I couldn't do. I'm still debating whether or not I'll make another one. I don't really want to, but you know, so that time may come towards the future. Yeah, but this one's a pretty standard set. Still has the Power Up Punch, Earthquake, Zen Headbutt, Meteor Mash. And also, if you go and check the stats, as you can see, how many did I have to Hyper Train? So it is a complete legit Pokemon that I also Hyper Trained afterwards. So it is definitely possible. I have it with the Jolly Nature so I can have maximum speed when it Mega Evolves, so speed of 350. With that Power Up Punch and Meteor Mash possibly to boost up my attack even further, I think we have a pretty good chance to take him to a higher point. Let's see who else we got here. My Heatran is not Mega Evolved. Now, Heatran was part of these three Pokemon here, my Victini, and this is of course the event Tapu Koko. This one specifically has the Hidden Power Fire, but now Discharge, Hidden Power, Grass Knot, so it can actually face up the ground against the ground types, and Dazzling Gleam with the Fairy MZ. That was mainly for the tournament that we just went under, but yeah, that's my Tapu Koko, my shiny Tapu Koko. Now these three Pokemon were part of the No Holds Barred tournament, and you all will see a few of them pop up later on here. On my party, as you can see, none of those are shiny, so nothing to worry about on that. I believe this is my other shiny Tapu Koko. Yeah, this is my other shiny Tapu Koko that I got in this game. So yeah, so that's Thunderbolt. This is the Hidden Power Ice, Dazzling Gleam, Calm Mind. Standard set on that. I typically would have it hold the Electric Seed, so I can not only get physical defense, but then also special defense with the Calm Mind and boost up his power for more damage. And as you can see, no hacking shiny Pokemon or anything like that. These are all my synchronizers and my special Dittos. Now, I do know I have a shiny Ditto somewhere in here. There we go. But as you can see, it doesn't even have the hidden ability. So even though it's a shiny, which is great, without the hidden ability, Ditto is not necessarily going to be that viable. So yeah, I got it and I was like, yay! But it's not, doesn't have the hidden ability. So yeehaw. I have a few shiny Dittos, but none of them have the hidden ability. So it's like, whatever. Aside from that, that's all we have here. Let's go to the next box. None of these Pokemon are shiny. Nope. Most of these are shiny locked anyway, so none of them are shiny. Let's see. No, we don't have... Wait, which one is this one? Nope. That's the event Lycanroc. As you all can see. And I train like almost all of my Pokemon up to level 100. Painful, but now that I know about the battle buffets or rare kitchens, that's what I'm talking about. The rare kitchens, now it will be a lot easier to raise Pokemon up to level 100. But most of the time I might still do a lot of training depending on it, because you know it does take a lot of friend coins, so I don't want to use that up unless absolutely necessary. Alright, so these are my knights. The Evolution Squad are the knights, and they all have K after it because that will stand for the knight. I do have a few of them are shiny and a few of them not, because some of them I don't even want shiny. So here's a few of them here. We got Eevee, which I got by luck actually. I believe I was doing a hunt for in this game before I even transferred any of my level 100s over. I believe I was going for either an Espeon or an Umbreon, one or the other at that point in time, and then a shiny Eevee just popped up, and I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it has the modest ability, not really the best, but it's also not really one that's designed to battle that much. So, I took it, went with it, so I'm definitely satisfied with my Eevee. Vaporeon is not, we got Jolteon is not, Flareon is not. But as you can see, its ability is definitely perfect for it stat-wise. I'm contemplating whether or not to do an Umbreon over again and just go ahead and go with a shiny one, because, you know, blue is one of the best colors in the world. And I do really like it. It's just that it's not so much of a difference, because it's just the rings there that I'm debating on that. But speaking of which, not being much of a difference, I still went ahead and got a shiny Glaceon. So it's kind of going against what I was just saying there, because it's not much of a difference, because shiny Glaceon is not that different, but it is a darker blue, so that's why I just definitely wanted it. And of course we got the shiny Sylveon. So that's pretty standard there. Only reason I did not do any shiny Charizards is because when it Mega Evolves, I don't tend to really like the color of Charizard when he Mega Evolves, when he's shiny. So I was like, that's the only reason I have not gone for like a shiny Charmander, because I really like Charizard's regular Charizard shiny being black. That is just a nice sleek color, but I'm still debating on whether or not if I'll ever do one or not. But none of those other starters have I gotten shiny. I did get a shiny Squirtle, but I did trade it away to one of my friends because he wanted one for like forever, and I did it as a gift. Here we go. This is a Pokemon that I did name after myself. The Pokemon of Willpower. This is the Azelf. Don't recall. I don't remember actually doing a video on this. This was even before I did any videos. It was actually the Pokemon I got just before Palkia, and who was just before Giratina. So, and I did do a video of me capturing Giratina. That was a pain. But this is my shiny Azelf. I brought it for one of my tournaments, which you all would have seen. This was the the Tiny Tourney? That's where my Azelf came into play. So Let's see, we have any others here. Okay, this is my regular Stoutland. Let's see. Ah, we do have ourselves my Blue Viper, my Shiny Superior. We should have been keeping the track on this. Huh. I'm going to cut right here for a moment. I'm going to count up the ones that we already have had, and then we're going to take it from there. Alright, so we're back here. So I've actually counted that we have 8 shinies so far, total of 9. But I'm not going to count the second Tapu Koko because, well, it's a duplicate, so I'm not going to really count that as an extra one. So, yeah, so we'll just go ahead and just say we got 8 so far out of the 9. Now we're going to keep on moving on. Okay, so this is my shiny Luxray. Now, I wasn't actually going for a shiny Luxray. This one actually just came to me. I was going through the process of breeding down to getting my Pokemon with the hidden ability. I was trying to get him with guts, as well as getting some really good stats on him. And then this one, as I was just doing the breeding interchanging, this one just popped out and it just was shiny. And the parents weren't even set up to be, you know, from using the Masuda method, but it just popped out and I was like, oh, well, and it has the Intimidate, so I just ran its moveset based upon that. So, and as you can see, I went ahead and bottle capped it because it had max special attack. I didn't really need that. So I was like, okay, well, here we are. So that one just popped out. And so since it came to me, I went ahead and raised it. So that's our next Pokemon there. Let's see. Who else we got? Ah. So this is one of my lovely Pokemon, my Chandelure. This is my Fiery Grave one. So when this one hatched, I'm trying to remember why I gave it this setup. I couldn't remember if it was the ability or if it was just for what it had capable. But when it actually hatched shiny, as you can see, it was the blue Pentagon, and the stats that I needed it with, it just did not have it. So at that point, I decided to go ahead and run it as a Trick Room set instead. While the other one that I did actually get, which you might end up seeing in the other game whenever we load it up, that one actually had max speed, so I went ahead and raised that one instead of this one. So when I brought this one over, and now we can bottle cap, it's a bit too late, so it is what it is. I'm not going to get rid of its Trick Room. I'm not going to retrain it, so I'll go ahead and stick with this one being shiny. I had one shiny before, it just didn't have the blue Pentagon, so I was like, well, let's go ahead and get another one. So I did, and there we go. So that is my shiny Chandelure. So as you can see, maximum special attack. If I got it with the lower speed, so I can go ahead and use perhaps either Trick Room or Minimize depending on the situation, and then use that high special attack with the Flamethrower and Shadow Ball combo, and definitely try to do some extreme damage and try to dodge some attacks there. So there we go. Oh, and there we go. We got ourselves a shiny Manectric. This Pokemon, as you all may already know, is a extremely fast Pokemon here. Especially when it Mega Evolves. Give it that Intimidate when it Mega Evolves and combine it with Snarl. This Pokemon can definitely shut down opposing foes. And then use the Thunder Wave to even further cripple Pokemon that if it's not about to be able to take out the opponent, definitely paralyze them so the its fellow teammates can then finish off the opponent. Alright, so let's see who else we got here. Don't think we have any shiny in this box. Nope, no shinies in this box here. So let's go ahead and move on. My boxes are not as organized right now as my boxes in Omega Ruby. I've been transferring Pokemon slowly as time been going on. So in due time, you all will be able to see it all laid out beautifully. I try to arrange them by types, but with Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon coming out here, I'm probably going to be transferring all these Pokemon to that game. depending on what all is available in that game versus what's not. So that's all in a video all in itself of what we want in the next game and what we don't want. But let's see. So no, we do have ourselves the shiny Gallade. Took me a while to get this one. I actually got a few shiny Raltses, but getting one with the right nature, because you know Gallade, you either want to run Jolly or Adamant, while the Gardevoir you want to run Timid or Modest. So it's completely opposites. And now when I hatch one shiny and it's one gender, I'm like, well, maybe I can make it work. And I was like, wait, no, the nature doesn't work. So no. So these were tough to get, but we got a few shinies. You will be able to see my shiny Gardevoir coming up soon, but we're just going to so far mark that one. We're up to 11 single shiny competitive Pokemon here. We have my Flubber Blue, who is my Reuniclus. Most people you don't really see Reuniclus used that much. He definitely has a lot of bulk in his health as well as his special attack. With that special defense already being high, you can definitely use Acid Armor to boost up his lower end defense. Recover, with his ability, he does not take like poison damage that extends over time. Makes me wish that I brought him for the No Holds Barred tournament to go against those bulky Deoxys that came out. But you know, it is what it is. Time's already passed, so. But that's definitely something to think about there. But definitely a good Pokemon to bring out. So that brings us up to 12. Now let's see. No other shinies in this box here. Here we go. So this is my shiny Yanmega, known as Sparkle Dragonfly. This Pokemon here is, I love my Yanmega. It is with that speed boost ability, that ancient power. Apparently don't suspect, because they'll bring out these fire Pokemon. I'm like, okay, ancient power, bam. And that high special attack and the chance of me boosting my stats, oh yeah, you best believe I'm bring this Pokemon heavily. And when I was going up against in the No Holds Barred tournament, it was alongside with me, and it was able to definitely do some damage on those Marshalls. It's just that if I had too many stat boosts on speed boosts already activated, and if they hit me with that Spectral Thief, that made them just way too fast, and then he can overcome them. But aside from that, if it was just a one-on-one battle, my Yanmega will definitely take out one of those Marshalls. So definitely proud of it. And so let's go ahead and add that to the list. Then we did go ahead and get ourselves, this is actually our second shiny, what was it called? Grubbin. We got a second shiny Grubbin. This one I did a shiny race with my friend here, and we wanted to just see who was just going to get the first shiny, and I called it exactly when I was about to get that shiny, and when that shiny Grubbin popped up, boom, I was so happy. I was trying to synchronize for the right nature. Didn't happen, but you know what? It wasn't going to make too much of a difference, so I went ahead and just stuck with it. If for you all that don't know, that battery ability would boost up the special attack of all of its neighbors, well, its allies rather. And on top of that, with the Eviolite and with that natural bulk, you can make this Pokemon just sit there and just take up damage. Now, I'm wondering whether or not if I should probably switch it to more of a status damaging type of Pokemon, but with Spark having a high chance to paralyze and Mudslap dropping accuracy, I'm thinking I'm probably going to just go ahead and leave it the way it is, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. So let's go ahead and let's mark number 14 there. Alright, so we got another Pokemon here. I named this Pokemon Samara. This is my Trevenant. So female Pokemon here that, if you, for all those that don't know Samara, watch the Rings movies. She is evil, pure evil. And when I saw this Pokemon and I was looking into Phantom and I was thinking about Pokemon that like different demonic children and stuff like that, just for like a Halloween special battle when I was running on a battle spot, I went ahead and got me a shiny. And when I came out to be a girl, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and name it Samara. Next up, hold on, that brings us up to 15. Let's see if we have any else here. So we actually got a few here. So first, let's start off with Mount Everest. This is our Abomasnow. So I love the color scheme of this Pokemon. It's definitely a standard set though. When you just protect, first turn, usually using the protect just so you can get set up for the Trick Room, because you really need a Trick Room set for this Pokemon. But I mean, it hits hard with that Blizzard and Giga Drain to just regain that health, because he's definitely bulky in terms of that. But if you hit this Pokemon with a fire attack, it is gone. So definitely want to watch that. Ice Shard for just some priority, and then you're good to go there. Next up, we got ourselves the Shiny Cloyster. So when the shiny golden Shelter popped out with the skill link ability, I was so happy when I bred this Pokemon. But as everybody knows, is the standard sets for the Cloysters, so there's different ways to shut it down. So you definitely got to monitor how you use the Cloysters, but these Pokemon are extremely dangerous. I contemplated whether or not I was going to bring it in the tournament, but I decided not to. Probably should have, maybe not. Still, you know, it is what it is. It's already passed, so, you know, it is. We'll take it from there. So we'll mark that one down here. And we got, next up, we have Elsa. That is the shiny Ninetales. Now, from that is... Now, it took me a couple tries to get this one. I actually got a shiny Vulpix, but it did not have the hidden ability when I bred it. So that was extremely upsetting, especially staring at the screen, trying to focus and making sure that the shiny is in fact shiny, because they look so much alike. But whenever I got the second one, and it came out with the Snow Warning ability, I was so happy. And so pretty standard set on that. This one, as you can tell with the filled in dots, it had this maximum health, special attack, and special defense, but then I bottle capped it the rest of the things that it needed. So yep, so that is the shiny Ninetales. I believe I already wrote down like Cloyster, and I think I wrote the marking, so I'm not going to add another one. So far, I'm seeing that we're at 17. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if I'm at 18 or if I need to add one at the end of this, but, you know, it is what it is. Definitely just showing, you know, there's ways to get a lot of competitive shinies. Now, here we go. We got ourselves the standard Minior shiny with all of the beautiful specs inside of it there. So I hatched it. It did not have speed. Well, actually, it wasn't supposed to. I actually decided to make this Pokemon just more bulky, which is not something that people tend to do. People tend to just go straight out, all out attack. But I wanted to go ahead and give him more bulk, just so he can have more of a chance to stay in the yellow mid-range health, as opposed to going straight out down to a Focus Sash. Because sometimes what I've ran him with is with a with the normal Z Crystal. So then what I can do is use my Shell Smash, boost up all my stats, and then use Z Explosion. So Z Explosion does extraordinary amounts of damage, and then after that, just back one out, and I don't even actually self-destruct yet. Use my other attacks later on, and then if somebody else comes out and I know that Minior can't beat it, then explode. So it's definitely a great opportunity there, but different ways how you can run Minior. Thinking of doing another one, doing a Jolly set, but more to come on that if I decide to do that. So yeah, let's see, do we have any? Oh yes, we do. We got my Tyrantrum, my blue dino. Love the blue dino. This was a really fast shiny that popped out for me, and being the fact it popped out so fast, and I was actually satisfied with the stats. I mean, they weren't all that great, but I was like, you know what, I'm good with it, so I kept it. And now you can bottle cap them, so that's what I did. This is, I love the color blue. If you all haven't been able to tell, I love the color blue, and the blue dino is just, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and mark that one down here. Now in this game, I did go ahead and get a couple of shinies here. We got, for all of you that know about Digimon, Garurumon, which is my shiny midday Lycanroc. And standard set there, max speed, max attack. I believe that's how I did it there. And then we got the shiny midnight Lycanroc. So we'll add both of those there. Since those are different forms of Pokemon, I will go ahead and add both of those to the list there. I was actually going for the hidden ability on the midnight Lycanroc, but he's not really that competitive, so that's why I mainly just went ahead and stuck with it and just trained it there. Now, I'm a little kind of upset a bit with the fact that the new Lycanroc is going to be a special event to a degree, because I can't get it shiny, knowing that, if you all can tell, it's the shiny midday Lycanroc has the green eyes. It's not, well, it's greenish yellow, but the actual Dust Lycanroc has the green eyes, but it's an orangish body. So I was hoping that maybe it will get like red eyes, the shiny, and then maybe blue again, or something special like that, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to someone else here. No others inside of that one here. Okay, yep. We got the next one here is going to be the shiny Passimian. I called it the QB for quarterback, UB for the Ultra Beast. Number 605. Reason why I named it number 605, because that's how many eggs it took to get this Pokemon. And since it's a sports player, I decided to go ahead and give it a number in its name. It's not my typical thing to do, but I definitely wanted to do it. That receiver ability, I thought at first that you can use it in singles, but then when I found out that it can only be used in doubles, I was completely distraught when I found that out. So it's definitely battle situation specific in using Passimian, so it is what it is, but we'll go ahead and add him to the list here. Now let's see, we don't have any other shinies here in this list. But we do have ourselves Satetsu, which is from the Naruto series, and this is for the Black Sand. This is the shiny Palossand. Standard set, Earth Power, Giga Drain, Shore Up, Stockpile. I'm still thinking, I've been debating ever since I was training this Pokemon of whether or not to give it the Shadow Ball instead. So still more to come on this Pokemon as I finalize him, because I definitely want to do the stockpiles just so we can tank up more hits and then, continue to build his health back up with Shore Up. But then if I give it only Earth Power and Shadow Ball, I can't hit a single flying type Pokemon, especially the, let's say Staraptor, who's a big normal flying type to go up against. So then I'm like, oh boy, what do I do? So that's still coming into my thought process here, even though Giga Drain is not very effective anyway, but it is what it is. More to come on that. So we'll just add her to the list. Now we do have a shiny Gengar, but that's not it there. I have another Mimikyu that I raised up to level 100. It's my Pika Hate You. Love that play on words, but that's not a point. That's a different video. We'll look at that at another time. And then we got the Crimson Mole. You all have seen this in the Tiny Tourney when I did actually bring the shiny into that matchup. It's definitely a very powerful Pokemon, my shiny Excadrill here. And y'all have seen it in action. If you need to see it in action, battle me, y'all see more of it. Let's see. So as you can see, there's the last two Pokemon that were part of the previous tournament. But let's take a look here. We got ourselves the shiny Gyarados, the Red Dragon. So let's go ahead and add them to the list. Dragon Dance, Ice Fang, Earthquake, Waterfall. So yeah, definitely a powerful Pokemon to have on the team. Got myself a shiny Ludicolo. That was with the previous meta going up against all the weather teams. So if anybody actually had a Kyogre on their team, Ludicolo did some damage. I mean, going up against another Kyogre, it used that swift swim ability, boosted its speed, and then just Giga Drained it and used Fake Out. Bam! That Kyogre didn't actually stand a chance. And then if Groudon took a hold, came on the field, I'll Fake it out, and then send out somebody else that can actually eliminate the weather, and then get rid of the Groudon. So definitely Ludicolo was a big player. It's called Louie Duck for one of the DuckTales. So if y'all haven't watched that show, the revamp is out right now, so you can probably watch that. Let's see, we have any others here. Definitely, I have a few. So we got the Nido King, but it's called the Nido God. And if y'all watch Dragon Ball Super, you know the power of the gods. And then you got Super Saiyan Blue. You got Nido God here. So sheer force ability on top of that. I did get another one that did not have the hidden ability. Y'all will see that at some point. But yeah, this is definitely one. It is my favorite ground type, and I love that color. Love that color. And I told you guys I love blue, so here it is. And speaking of blue, there is the shiny Zangoose, and I call it the Kid Buu Blue. That stands. If you all have watched Dragon Ball Z and just watch when Majin Buu, when he actually got into his higher forms, and even Kid Buu as well, when he just stands there and tilts his head to the side and just has that crazed look. Zangoose, and with the battle scars on it from battles against the Viper, that Pokemon is definitely a Pokemon that I always love, and it is my favorite normal type Pokemon, and that is why I got it shiny here. So add that one here to the list. And let's see, there's no other shinies on this page here. Now there is the shiny Raichu. Now, of course, you guys are going to say, of course you got shiny Raichu. Well, let me tell you something. Raichu is my favorite Pokemon of all time. But the normal Kanto Raichu, I do not want it shiny. I actually prefer it to be the original color, not shiny or anything like that. When the Alolan Raichu was introduced, I was not too satisfied with that. I felt as though they just added another weakness to it. Yes, they gave it psychic attacks, but they just gave it more like weaknesses to bug and dark and things like that. So I'm just like, it hurt. And then when I got it, it seemed too huggable. Yes, Raichu is huggable, but Raichu can also be quite menacing. And that's what I love about Raichu there. So that's why when I saw this Raichu and I found out what its shiny looked like, I went and caught this one. And now I have it. And that's what made me feel comfortable with actually getting the Alolan Raichu. So there it is, guys. That's my Alolan Raichu there. So I believe we're up to 5, 10, 15, 20. We're up to 30 shiny Pokemon, I believe. If I miscounted, sorry about that, but trying to keep track of what I'm letting you guys know. But here we go. And there we go with my shiny Electivire. This is my, also known as Blue Bolt. Took me forever to get my shiny Elekid. I mean, forever. I mean, it took about 800 eggs or so, and then the stats were not that great at all. And then my brother decided, he's like, yeah, I want that. So I actually traded that one away, and I kept breeding until I got another one. And then when this one came out, I got 4 IVs, and then I was like, I can't do anymore. I just can't. And then I raised it up. He does an amazing job, and then I brought him into this game, and then went ahead and got it with the bottle capping. So that brought up the rest of its stats, so we are good to go with that. Next up, we got ourselves Beetleborg, which is my shiny Vikavolt. This, I mean, when I very first saw that this Pokemon had this look of the shiny, I was so ecstatic, and I definitely wanted that there. So I went ahead and this was one of the first Pokemon that I actually chained for, and I had to wait until I had all of my synchronizers and things set up to do that. And when I finally got that shiny Grubbin, and I mean, it took, what, probably 700-800 encounters to get this Pokemon to finally pop up shiny. I was wondering if there was something going wrong, but when I finally got it, I was ecstatic and so relieved when I finally got my shiny Vikavolt. So, and it came out with the modest ability. It had really bad special defense, but as you can see, I went and just ahead and bottle capped it. It's good. We are set. So this is definitely a key player here. Definitely excellent for a Trick Room set. Then this is a Pokemon I brought from my previous game. It's my shiny Galvantula, also known as Spider. So definitely a standard set for that one, but definitely has a nice color tone to it with the darkened bluish black color mixed with that yellow. So definitely an excellent color scheme with that one. I do have another a regular version of it, but I wanted to get the shiny as well. Don't believe... Oh yeah, I do have one other shiny here. There's my Magnezone, also known as Magneto. I have a couple Magnezones, and one of them, they're all based upon their hidden power. I believe Magneto has the hidden power... I'm not sure. I want to say it was ground. No. It's actually flying, because that's why I named it Magneto, because Magneto could fly. So that's why I named it Magneto, actually. My Neodymium, which is a regular Magnezone, has the hidden power of fire. I believe it's fire or ground, one or the other. But it's in my other game. Haven't used it in a while, so that's probably why I don't remember. But it will be in this game here pretty soon, or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Alright, and there we go with my shiny Houndoom, which is also known as the Devil's Pet. And not really much to say about that. I mean, you can Mega Evolve it, make it actually hit really hard, and it's just, there, good to go. Full power, ready to strike with everything it's got. Love this pup, and of course, as you can see, it's blue. Love it. Alright, and here's my Kurama, from Naruto, the nine-tailed fox. I brought it from my Omega Ruby. Didn't take too long to get this one from the eggs, if I can recall. And it has the Drought ability. And this was the Pokemon that actually drew me to actually get the shiny Alolan Vulpix. Because I was just going to get just a regular Vulpix, but then I was like, well, does it make sense that I have the hidden ability shiny and not the Alolan hidden ability shiny? And I kind of had a little bit of a war within myself. So then I decided, you know what? I'll go ahead and get another shiny. And so this is that one here. And then I had gotten, this was the first Alolan Vulpix shiny that I got. And as you can see, it did not have the hidden ability, so I just threw it in a box, and I was extremely upset. And I didn't know what I was going to do after that, and then I thought to myself, I said, okay, I'll do one more egg. And I went another couple days, and finally got it, and I was happy. So, that is those set of boxes there. So, hope you guys enjoyed this part here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick cut, pause this video, and I'm going to hop into my Omega Ruby. And you guys will be able to see what those shinies are that's still in that game. So far, I'm looking at this, 15, 20, 25, 30. We're at 35 shinies, and these are full-on competitive shinies, as you guys can tell. So, catch you guys in just a moment. Alright guys, we're back, and we're starting up the Omega Ruby, and we're about to see what those shinies are in this game. So get ready for the graphic change. Yes, it's a little different, but it is what it is in terms of it. I don't mind having the altered version of it here. Now, I've found a lot of shinies Zigzagoons with doing EV training, so don't mind those. I guess these were actually things that I were actually using to battle with here. But there's that shiny Giratina that I did stream that battle on. It's on level 98. I was training it, and so I'm not quite done there. I was working, of course, in Sun and Moon. So definitely something I was taking my time on. So we'll just go ahead and quickly add him to the list. But yep. Now, let me see. As you guys can see, I've named my boxes a specific way. have my Pokemon organized here. I wonder if I have my shiny Ditto in here. Nope. But these are my like 4 IV Dittos and some 5 IVs for my Masuda breeding and stuff like that. So just so I can actually work to getting some shiny Pokemon. Oh, I do have a shiny extra Lampent here that I caught inside of, I believe it was this game. It's either this one or it was in X and Y when I was probably going for a shiny Phantom. I believe it was in X and Y, but don't hold me to that. Don't quite remember. Being fact, it's level 31. I'm assuming that's what it was, but I don't need another one, so that's why I just put it in the box there. Here are some shinies, but they don't. I'm not counting these because these were from earlier generations from special events. Raikou, and Suicune, and Entei, and even with the Palkia, that's why I went and got another one. So, you know, like I said, I do have more shinies, but I'm not going to count those because even though I can bottle cap them, most tournaments will ban them, so I'm not going to use those. These were ones, as you can see, some of these don't have the blue pentagon. That's why I'm recapturing some of them. I'm debating if when I recapture these, if I'm going to try to do a shiny or not. You guys can let me know if you would think you may want me to do that or not. Because, like I said, I got my shiny Azelf. I don't really need these shiny. I tend to only go for those that I really feel as though I desire. But then since it's part of a trio, I kind of feel as though I should. But you all let me know in the comments whether or not if I should go for those shinies or not. You know, we'll definitely take it from there. These look like some more to do's. Ah, there's a shiny Ditto. There's my shiny Sparkle Pup, which is my Stoutland, but we're not going to count this one because it does not have the blue pentagon in this game. I did train another one, which y'all will see soon, so that's why I don't have that one there. Here's my original shiny Chandelure that I had, but without it having the blue pentagon, I raised another one. Hence why I did that there. This is the shiny red Gyarados that doesn't have the blue pentagon again, but I'm going to give to my little brother because it was his. He was the official trainer, and I retrained it to actually make it good. So Isidore, if you're watching, it's still here. Believe that's... No, that's not a shiny. Don't think any other of these are shiny. Ah, there we go. We got the shiny Shuppet. Couple of shiny Shuppets that I found while EV training, and there's another shiny Venonat. I do have a shiny Venomoth, and this was another shiny that I got that it didn't have the right ability. Neither did the shiny Venomoth, and I was just like, I'm done waiting. So I raised a regular Venomoth, which you might have seen inside of Sun because I did transfer it there, and I left the shiny in this game. There's a shiny Zigzagoon, shiny Wishmer, shiny Swablu. And this one was traded to me since I don't know where it came from, and even though it doesn't even have the blue pentagon, even if it did, I wouldn't even count it because I'm not using anything with this Pokemon because I couldn't trust whether or not if somebody would trade away a shiny like this. So it concerned me, and that's where I do find it a little bit troubling inside of the Pokemon world because if you don't know, you got to start questioning if somebody gives you something, whether or not if it was hacked or not. And I don't want to do anything that's going to cause me to look as though I'm a hacker. So I'm like, I don't want to touch that, and I don't use it. So it is what it is. And I believe, yeah, this one was traded to me, and the official trainer's name is Smogon. So I don't know what that is all about. So that's why I never touched this one either, because it worried me. And so, yeah. Sad that you gotta worry sometimes, so it is what it is though. Shiny Oddish that I found in the wild. And let's see, okay, there we go. So there's a shiny female Greninja that I actually bred. It didn't have the max speed, so I just named it INA, which is from Ninja Gaiden. So we'll add that to the list here. Now, I went ahead and left it with that moveset, just with the idea, you know, people tend to power up and I'll give it haze just to try to get rid of it and give it the focus sash and things like that. But now that there's bottle capping, I might change it up, might not. I'm not 100% sure because I did use battle points to get it with that moveset there. There's the other shiny Needle King that I did get that did not have the hidden ability. So I called it Needle Bling. So yeah, there we go. You're definitely going to see me with a few Raichus. You're just going to have to see that because I love Raichu. You're going to see a few of them. It is what it is on that. Don't think any other of these are shiny here. Nope, there's no other shinies in this box. There's the shiny Mewtwo. Go ahead, add him to the list. This is from the special event when we had one of those international tournaments, I believe it was. And then if you competed, then you got your shiny Mewtwo. So I did get that there, so that's awesome. There's a shiny Xerneas, and with me having Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, X and Y, I mean, I had like 4 of these and things like that. So a few of them I've went ahead and trained up, and a couple of them I put in the bank. So we'll go ahead and add this Xerneas to the list here. So we'll just add one of them. Now we got, that's not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny, not shiny. There's a shiny Yveltal. I love the way Yveltal looks. The shiny Yveltal does look really, really nice. And as you guys should already know, back in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, there are no such thing as bottle capping yet, so they just have some max stats. But you got to go back and check the judge person in this game here. So we're not going to go through all of that. We're just going to show off these shinies here. Rest of these are just either I just EV trained them and got them ready, or they're preparing to do some training. Here's some more. I believe it's just a shiny Rayquaza in this one. Yeah. So there's shiny Rayquaza. I think I got shiny. This was a event shiny Jirachi. So we'll go ahead and add that one here. Now that one I can tell was a legitimate one, so that's why I went ahead and kept it in itself. Dialga, which I told you all, I named it Chaos Control. It is not shiny because I prefer it with that color, but I went ahead and reclaimed the shiny Palkia because, you know, this one, as you can see, has the blue pentagon, so that makes it completely fulfilling there. And even though, yes, it is part of a trio group, I decided not to really necessarily worry about it because I don't really want my Dialga having that color. I just don't. Let's see, I'm still looking here to see if there's any others. No, these are more of legends. I don't really go for too many legendary shinies, but a few of them I will. In this box for the starters, there's another shiny Greninja that I had bred, and as you can see, once again, doesn't even have the maximum speed. Why? It just bothers me when my shinies tend to just not have speed, but now that bottle capping's a thing, it's going to be possible. Don't have any other shinies in this box, and we're not adding that Greninja to it because it doesn't qualify because we already have Greninja on there. This is another one that we got, but it's not shiny, but it has the full 6 stats, 6 IVs. And I think there's another one. Yeah, another 6 IV one. So I did get a lot of 6 IV Froakies, but I mean, I feel as though a lot of people do. There are no shinies still in this box. There's the shiny Gengar. That was the event Gengar that gave the option to get the Sludge Wave. So I'm adding that, and now that bottle capping is a thing, I will be bottle capping this one and sending it in. So no, I won't be able to name it after, you know, give it my own nickname, but it is what it is. I am satisfied with that. I am debating whether or not I'm gonna, because I'm gonna retrain Glalie, but I'm not sure whether or not if I'm going to do a shiny version of it or not. And Kaiga, if you're watching this video, look at that name, Roshinpo. Oh yeah, you're gonna be going up against the Vodeki here pretty soon. That's an inside story though, guys, so don't even worry about that. Now, no, I'm not even, I don't even recall what shiny Frostlass looks like, so I might actually be doing a shiny Frostlass as well, but we'll see. More to come on that. So there's that Neodymium that I was talking about. There's that other shiny Metagross I was talking about as well. Any other shinies on? No shinies in this box, so we don't have too many shinies left in this game here. There's my shiny Bisharp. I name it Shredder's Girl because I was creating the entire Ninja Turtle team, and I do need to still train Eradicate and name it Splinter. But that theme team will come out pretty soon here. I had to train another one because it didn't have all the right stats, so that's why I didn't actually keep it. And I wanted it to be a boy as well, but for Shredder. But you know, it is what it is. That's why I just named this one Shredder. Then let's see. Do we have? Oh, I went ahead just because of the big story that I gave you all behind the Zangoose and the lore that I had with it. I felt it would be an injustice to not go ahead and make its rival shiny as well. So there is the shiny Seviper. I gave it the moveset for the Glare, which has 100% accuracy, creates that paralysis. Then go ahead and do some stockpile, boost up those defenses, and try to look into some ways to get some more health back, because that's the thing. Seviper is just not able to sustain much, but you know, it is what it is. There is that shiny Venomoth I was talking about. Named it the Angel Dust. So there we go. So that is my shiny Venomoth there, with that Quiver Dance and Baton Pass, which is an amazing setup to have. And there's my Reclaim of Sparkle Pup for my Stoutland. So there's that shiny version that I was telling you all that I had and had reclaimed. This is a Pokemon that I found in a wild, my Linoon. I do have a few of them. This one, I might end up redoing it. Like you saw that other one that was in the box that has the Gluttony ability. Because there are sets that you can do with that as well. But the Belly Drum set that maximizes attack power, and if you give it the max speed, you definitely run some chances of doing some extreme damage with it. So we'll go ahead and mark this one on. That's why I did put it in the list here. And you'll all be able to see some of these in some matches here. And we're going to have some fun with these at some point. So there's the other Galvantula that I was talking about here. Yep, 6 IVs on that one. But that's not what we're here for. Do we have any other shinies in this box? Oh, well, there it is. There is the shiny Gardevoir. So I told you all I had gotten a few shiny rolls, and there's the shiny Gardevoir, full invested here. Now, which move? I only brought the Dazzling Gleam on this one because when I'm doing like EV training and stuff like that, if I want to go ahead and synchronize for a wild Pokemon, that might pop up in there. I use a Dazzling Gleam to get rid of everybody if that doesn't happen. But typically that Dazzling Gleam will be Shadow Ball. But that will happen when I actually finally say, okay, it's time to go ahead and transfer the Gardevoir to the next Sun. But now that is part of the debate of whether or not I'm going to bring Gardevoir to this next tournament or not. So more to come on that. I am going to be breaking down the teams to see which will be the 6 that are selected for this tournament. So we'll see about that there. And then there we go. So, oh, and there's another box. There's another Raichu. Did any of these shiny? None of these are shiny. Okay, so don't have to worry about that. Then we start having all the Pokemon listed from 1 all the way through the 700s. So, having that said, guys, that is 35, 40, 45, 50. So that's at least 50 Pokemon, individual Pokemon. No recounts, at least 50, that are fully competitive and shiny. So there's a lot of things out there saying, hey, we can't have full shiny teams and things like that. But I can attest that that is a possibility. So you all have seen all of my shiny Pokemon, all competitive, all ready to go. But of course, we do have options for some more shiny hunts, some more live battles to do. We got this capture device ready to go. So let's go ahead and actually improve how much we interact here and how much battles we can have on some streams and things like that. So I know this definitely was a long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has definitely been one that I wanted to go ahead and show to everybody that yes, you can have full shiny teams. It is possible. Just work your way around it, and just guys, please play legit. And if you're not, just let somebody know what you're doing so they know what they're getting into. Just so everybody knows that, hey, do I want to battle against somebody on equal terms, or am I accepting this? And if not, cool, then you just move on. And don't trade Pokemon to people that don't know whether or not it's hacked or not, because that really can interfere with them. If they did bring it to a tournament, next thing you know, they actually get banned and they don't even know why, and they find out that somebody that they trusted to send them a Pokemon, they were actually hacked. So that's all I was saying, guys. Just go ahead, and if you're gonna trade out Pokemon, make sure it's legit, or let somebody know, hey, this Pokemon is hacked. So just in case, okay? So with that being said, guys, if this has been a long video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if there's any other Pokemon that you actually want me to start hunting or things like that, definitely leave a comment below. We can actually start setting up some live shiny hunts and things like that, and we'll take it from there. So until next time, this is the Raikazi signing off. You all stay strong and power on.